Today to walk you through a step-by-step tutorial to help you set up and access your Red Key so that you can have a mobile platform to securely organize and store your most critical life and legacy documents. When you get your Red Key document, plug it into the side of a computer through a USB port. And when you do, you'll see it pop up on your computer. Now, I'm using a Mac today, so if you're using a Windows machine, it'll pop up in the normal place that you go to look for a third-party USB drive. In the case of a Mac, it pops up right on your screen. On a Windows device, just follow the same prompts, and all you want to do is double click onto that device. Now, on a Mac machine, you'll see I'm going to click the red key for Mac. If you're on a Windows machine, you're going to click red key for Windows. So let's go ahead and get started, because once we get through the Mac or the Windows component, all of the red key components are the same. Now, it is not unusual that the first time you plug in your red key, it may take a few seconds to load. This is a highly customized program designed just for you. And as soon as you open it up, you're going to be actually greeted to the Red Key minimum requirements. Our system operates for the best user experience on a Windows 7 machine or later, a Mac OS 10 Yosemite or later, and we really want to just ensure that you have the right experience with the product. So just make sure that you agree to this. Once you see this platform, just go ahead and click OK. And now you're actually in the Red Key portal. This is your actual device. Now, what you're going to see here is we've actually made it really easy to set up your device. In fact, what makes Red Key really different is that we have a front-facing public profile where you can enter profile information such as medical information, allergies, etc., that you can use to either print out and take to a doctor's office, or if you needed to, a first responder would be able to access that information very quickly. And secondly, and this is the Red Key differentiator, is that we have access to a secured environment where you'll be able to upload, scan, and store some of your most critical life and legacy information. Now, one of the things you're going to see as we go through today's tutorial is you're going to see that we're going to create a couple of profiles. In fact, we find that most of our clients tend to buy either the 3-pack or the 5-pack so that they can have enough information for themselves, but also for their families. And you'll see why that becomes relevant later. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, again, to make this super simple, you're going to see step 1 and step 2. The first thing we want to do is we want to actually enter our data that is in our public-facing platform. Once you click on this, you're actually going to be greeted with the Red Key terms and services. Please read through these terms and services. Make sure you feel good with these terms and services, and once you do, go ahead and click accept. Now, once you click accept, you're actually taken into that personal medical profile and emergency contact information. For our training today, I'm actually going to be Jane Doe. Now, as Jane Doe, I live at 12345 Anywhere Street. Don't you wonder where that is? And I actually live in Denver, Colorado. My zip code is going to be 12345, and I'm going to enter my classic 555-1234 phone number, and I'm going to go ahead and enter my date of birth. Now, I'm going to enter my date of birth, and I don't need to actually format. I just need to actually type in the cells. It will automatically format. That's going to be the same case when I go and I enter my height. You'll see here I just typed in 5 foot 6 inches, and I weigh 130 pounds. So that being said, it's really easy, you guys can see, to enter this information and navigate. And once you start entering this basic information, now you're just going to scroll down. The first thing you're going to be asked to input is your emergency contact information. We would recommend that you have at least 2, if not 3, emergency contacts that you enter here. But for our time today, I'm only going to enter 1. I'm going to enter John Doe, and in this case, he's going to be my husband. He also has a famous 555 number. And you can see it's really easy. Now I'm just going to click save. Once I've done that, John Doe is going to pop up here, and you're going to see throughout the tool that you have an opportunity anytime you see a pencil to edit. And anytime you see a little garbage can, you can delete. So if I want to change John Doe's phone number, I just click this button. If I want to delete John Doe, I just simply click the garbage button. Now again, if you want to add additional persons, which we highly recommend that you do, then you want to simply click add, and you can add as many people here as you'd like. Now, once we do that, we're going to start getting into some of the tactical pieces of things that are really important to your personal medical profile. So the first thing we want to do is we want to add health and dental insurance details. This is going to help you to stay organized with group number, member number, and it's a great place for you to enter health, dental, medical, and even pet insurance. And I want to show you how easy it is to add that information. Now here, we're going to call our plan the greatest plan ever. Red key is going to be our employer, and our plan number is 12345. Our member ID is 12345. Our group number is 12345, and the member number is going to be member name, is going to be Jane Doe. So again, you can see how super quickly it is to add this information. But what's great about this is you're not relying on health cards in case your wallet gets lost, your wallet gets stolen. This is a really great place to have all of your critical health insurance information. So again, once you've stored this information, what you're going to do is you're actually going to see that you can go in and modify, you can delete, and again, a great place to be able to add all of that information. Now, once we've done that, we start getting into our medical details. Now, it's very clear that I'm female here, so I'm entering my gender here. I'm going to enter my blood type. For this example, I'm going to be blood type 0, and this is a great section for you to be able to enter any known allergies. If these are medical allergies, I am not allergic to sulfa, but let's say I want to say that I'm allergic to sulfa, or maybe I have a food allergy to peanuts. Again, you can see that this is just a really great place to be able to add that. If you don't have any, I would always encourage you to write the word none, just because it helps a first responder. These are really important things that when a first responder is going through critical action items that they're going to want to be able to see very quickly. Now, following that, if you had any surgeries, if you have any current conditions, medical, mobility issues, mental health concerns that you would want to list, this is just a really easy place to do that. So in this case, Jane Doe had LASIK eye surgery. And again, this is a 3-digit date, so if you don't remember the exact date, just use 0101 or 1201, whatever it is. So let's say she had LASIK eye surgery in January. She doesn't remember the exact date. She's just going to go ahead and type, and again, this is going to automatically populate, so you don't actually need to do any formatting. It's a 3-digit code, so she had eye surgery in January of 2007. She's going to go ahead, and again, you see it pop up here. Super easy to add, super easy to edit, and if she wants to delete it, she certainly can. Now, the current prescriptions is something I think that's really important, and again, super simple. Just click the add button, and let's say that Jane Doe takes Renew eye drops. This is all free text here. So let's say its dosage is 3 to 4 drops per eye. Frequency is 2 times a day or as needed. And purpose of this is dry eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now what you guys can see here very quickly, again, you've got the little pencil, you've got the garbage can. If you happen to have a long prescription, so I'm just going to type extra long RX needed daily. I'm making this up, right? But some prescriptions, unfortunately, can be really long. Let's say there is I'm just going to type, there's going to be a very complicated long frequency. And so ultimately I have this really long purpose. So you can see here, right? I've got this. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now you'll see that that pencil and that little garbage can, you just need to scroll over. Keep going, and you'll see that little pencil and that little garbage can. But again, depending on what the size of that is, we don't like this prescription because it's long. I'm just going to go ahead and click delete. It'll ask me if I want to delete that. And now you can see that I'm back to keeping it pretty clean. But pretty easy to see. Just remember, you might need to scroll if your prescriptions are long. Same thing is going to be true for supplements. Let's say I take vitamin C. It'd be helpful if I could spell vitamin C. And I take it 1 time daily. Oops, let's do dosages. I do 100 milligrams, and I do it 1 time daily, and I'm going to take this for general health. Now, you can certainly leave these blank if you don't want to answer all those information. You don't have to, but again, you'll see how easily it pops up here. I can edit and I can delete. Now I get into health habits. Jane Doe absolutely loves a glass of wine, so she's going to say that she has 1 glass, and she has a glass of wine. Let's just say she has it 4 times a week. This is going to be free text. If she's a tobacco user, a marijuana user, or other recreational drug user, she can add information there. And then she's going to start adding her physician information. So let's say she actually sees Dr. Doe. Sorry, I'm not always good at typing and talking at the same time. He is an MD, and the phone number is going to be 555. They live in a very small town. It's going to be 4567. Okay, all you're going to do is just simply hit save. You're going to see John Doe. You can actually see, like, there's a lot of consistency. It starts to get really easy here. Now, any additional information that you think is important to you is really important. If you have animals inside your house, for example, you might want to put that. Look for 2 cats. You have a black and white one. Whatever, right? If you require oxygen, if you require a walker, if there's something that you need, requires insulin, in fridge. Anything that might be important here. If there's nothing that you want to add here, that's okay to go ahead and leave that blank. It's not going to give you an error message. And then last but not least, we actually had a lot of red key users that said, oh my gosh, we love these red keys so much, but we actually want to be able to include our pet information. You can actually add the information of your pet here. So you can just pet type cat. Her name is Haley. She takes thyroid medication 1 time per day. Any additional medications, she is shy, right? This is just really great information. You can see that she shows up here, but this is really important if you're ever in a critical situation. I know it's always important. We always think about our pets as well. You can go down and you can add your veterinarian information, your pet sitter information, and any additional comments. And once you're done, so now you can see that we've actually completed this form, you'll see that these 3 icons are going to stay with you. And once we hit save, you're going to see that very quickly, person 1 is going to turn into Jane Doe. So let's do that right now. So now you can see Jane Doe. All of my information has been entered under Jane Doe. And if I want to add another person, and you can add as many people as you want, and this is actually why we see most people buy 3 or 5 red keys, because they'll create one for them, their spouse, their family members, etc. So now I'm just going to go ahead and enter John Doe's information. I'm not going to enter all this information just because you saw me do it already. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And now you see John Doe pop up here. Now here's a couple of cool things that we want to share with you as well. You can keep multiple people on your red key device, and you can actually then go ahead and print this information. So you can use this little printer icon right here, or you can actually hit print and you can print out this information for each profile so that you have a physical copy. Maybe you want to take it to a doctor's office, or maybe you want to put it on a refrigerator if you have a loved one who's in need of maybe having their medication more easily accessible. It gives you the opportunity to have a hard copy. Remember, this is a public-facing access, so anybody can get access to this information. So if there's something you don't feel comfortable adding, then please don't. Remember, this is designed for you. So once you're done filling out this information, adding your profile, now we want to go to complete step 2. Now, to get back to the main page, you just simply click the home button that you see here. Now, once we get back to this home page, you're going to see that step 1 has gone away, and now it's time for us to complete step 2. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to now start the secured process. Once you get into this, the software is actually going to ask you to create a password. So you're simply going to type your password. I'm not using a super secure password, but you do want to think about using a secure password that is actually the more secure, the better. And so things that we would encourage you to do is use 1 capital letter, use 1 number, and use 1 special character. It's really important that the more secure your password is, the more protected your information is going to be. For our exercises today, I'm keeping a very simple password, but you'll see that it's actually already blocked out here as well. Now, this password is really, really important, and this is going to be important for you to remember, but more importantly, this is also going to be important when you give somebody a copy of your red key. So for example, if you're a husband and a wife and you want to give a copy of all of your information to your oldest son, you want to make sure that your oldest son actually knows how to get into the red key. And I'm going to share this with you because you are going to want to let them know whatever the password is for their red key. Now, you might just make it their name and their birthday, and that's a pretty easy thing to remember. But some things to be thinking about, is just make sure that you remember what the password is for this particular red key. Now, there is a way to reset that password if you forget it. So this is why we actually ask you 3 of the most common questions so that you can help reset your password. It's really important to remember that when you're answering these questions, you're using case-sensitive logic. And that, again, of course, if you want more protection, just make these more complicated, right? You might just write Denver High School here. It's just important, again, that you're answering the questions that are really important to you. So let's just say you love the Bible, whatever that is, right? remember, it's important that this is all case sensitive here. So if you typed in just Bible, right? Remember, this is actually going to be your answer, and that's very different than if you wrote it this way. So just remember and be mindful that these are case sensitive. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. It's going to ask me if I'm okay with that. And now we're actually in the protected part of our Red Key device. Now, this is really important for you to know because this is going to be where you can upload, save, and access all of your critical information into one portable and secure device. This is the differentiator of Red Key. Now, you'll see that we give you a couple of ideas around things that we feel like are the most important. So we've got will, medical directors and directives and living will, powers of attorney, insurance cards and policies, things like marriage license, birth certificates, death certificates. Think about if you had to evacuate your home and your house was on fire, what would you take with you? This is why we recommend always keeping your Red Key device with you at all times. You can also enter your credit card information or take copies of your credit cards. What we would recommend is while your device is secure, it might be smart to enter just the last 4 digits of your credit card number, maybe the 1-800 number. Don't access all the information, just the things that you would need to make sure you could actually call the credit card company and turn that credit card off in a case of emergency. You can also scan and upload your passport. Automobile information and home information could include your car insurance, your home insurance, any kind of deeds and trusts, any kind of mortgage information. In terms of other information, this might be important business contracts. This might be additional photos that would be really important for you to have. It might be the serial numbers of your electronics. You can add anything you want in this device. So now I want to show you how easy it is to actually add a document. And so it's pretty easy. You just click add a document. I want to add the will, so I'm going to go ahead and just click this little gray button. I actually have a copy and a sample, so I'm going to go ahead and hit that. It'll automatically default to whatever the file name is. But in this case, I just want it to be Jane Doe last will and testament. And then I'm going to go ahead and click confirm. Now again, just like you've seen throughout the Red Key documents, now it's an easy document. It shows you the size. I can edit, I can modify, I can add as many things as I want here. And then I can go into, I have a durable power of attorney that I want to show you guys. So again, just double click. Now I want to click. Again, you see that it defaults to the name. I want to name it what I want. You don't have to name it if you don't want to. But if you're like, oh gosh, you know what? I actually don't want that there. This is my medical power of attorney. You can see it's really easy. Just go ahead and click delete. It's going to ask you to confirm. And now it's gone. So now I want to go and let's just say I want to add this to my medical power of attorney. Now I just do the same thing. So you're going to see here. It would be really helpful if I could type. Sorry about that. Go ahead and hit confirm. And again, you can continue to add any kind of document. So let's say I want to add a picture. Go ahead and hit confirm. You can see that I'm now adding multiple pictures and I'm like, oh, I don't really need that. You can go ahead and delete that document as well. It'll tell you the file type, what you might need. This is just a really great way. And so once you're done adding your initial content, you can always come back to this section. And if you're like, oh, I never thought about my insurance cards, I have to go scan those and get those, you can actually come back to that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save and close. Once I do, I'm now back to the home page. Now you'll see that both step 1 and step 2 are gone. And now these are going to be my portals to actually access my personal information and access my secured documents. So just to show you when I want to go in and back in and access this, you'll see that all the information that I've created from the last time I have been here has been saved. And you'll see that now when I go into the secured important documents, it's going to actually ask me for my password. So I'm going to go ahead and type my password. I get my password. Now all of my information that I stored is here. So remember that this is a really easy place for you to be able to come and continually modify and update. Don't feel the pressure that you have to add all of your information at one time. It's more important that you start entering information and that you have some information, knowing that you need to come back and complete that information, than having an incomplete profile. So just remember, you can always add, modify, and adjust. It's just important to get started. So I hope it was really helpful for you today to see how your Red Key device is going to work, to see how you can securely store and access your most critical life and legacy information, and most importantly, how Red Key can provide additional peace of mind during stressful times for you. And if you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at info@myredkey.com. Again, that's info@myredkey.com, or you can also find us on social media at Real Emergency Data on Instagram and on Facebook. Thank you so much. We're so excited for you to have your Red Key and to have all of your information that is most essential to you at your fingertips in a simple and secure way. Thanks for ordering Red Key, and we look forward to hearing your story.